Bitcoin is bouncing a bit. However, we are still under the most important resistance lines. If we do not manage to get above it, I think that Bitcoin has the possibility of falling much lower. I think the targets from 102 to $97,000 are very feasible and possible if we do not make it above a resistance line. I'm going to mention and tell you an idea to short and long Bitcoin, and when are we going to get out of this important issue that we are still in. As you can see here, technically Bitcoin is still after losing the most important and critical area. I mentioned to you guys yesterday that we need and we must reclaim $111,000, as you can see here. And right now we had seen a bounce. Yesterday I talked about the possibility of going lower, further lower, and we actually got just exactly as we have spoken about. We saw Bitcoin drop from 111.2 back down to 106. However, as I told you, technically we have not yet hit the full rotation downwards. I would think that Bitcoin would still actually go much lower in case we do not manage to get above 110.5 or $111,000. If Bitcoin does not manage to do that, I told you guys about the idea. If I go back to this chart, I told you about the idea of us being inside a technical range, and after actually taking liquidity from the upper side, as you can see here, technically we are going to be targeting the lower side. So we had taken and we had went above 116, as you can see here. We took liquidity, we made every short be liquidated and hit the stop losses, and now we are going down. We had lost the point of control. As you can see, basically we are viewing Bitcoin as it is in a range, as you can see here, and technically right now we are losing the point of control within this range. We had started making this range, as you can see here. If I put a rectangle tool, we can clearly see that Bitcoin has been inside a rectangle range, as you can see here, ever since we had seen the full wick down, I think back 2 weeks ago. Right now, as you can see here, why I'm a bit cautious and I'm a bit actually scared for Bitcoin is because we had seen the price go to the upper end of this range. We had taken liquidity from the upper side, and right now we are also losing the most important area within a range, which is the point of control of the area, the highest traded amount of shorts and longs being opened at $111,000. And also we are under this anchored view up. As you can see, basically what this blue line represents, as you can see here, if I move the volume profile, what this blue line that is going down represents, basically it represents the downward trend that we are still inside of Bitcoin ever since we had taken the liquidity of 116. So right now, technically, while Bitcoin is under $111,000, we are under the point of control, the highest amount of volume area traded, and also under this blue line, which is basically showing us that we are still inside or within this downward move that we had started going inside. As you can see here, technically this is the idea why I think that there's a high likelihood. It's definitely not a total prediction, guys. I'd never tell you guys Bitcoin will definitely go down. However, what I'm trying to say is, like, we had taken liquidity from the upper side, we are losing the point of control, and whilst it's an if statement, if we stay under $111,000, technically the technical target for Bitcoin is us visiting the lower side, us filling the wick we had made from this whole job we've seen on Bitcoin at 102. And I also told you I've been sharing the idea of the best possible area to get into a long trade once we had seen it drop. So I'm not technically viewing this drop as something that is bearish. I'm just actually going to be excited and happy about the fact that we at least have a possibility of going downwards. As we drop to 102 till $97,000, I'm going to be looking and actually interested in taking longs and also investing spot into Bitcoin. I see this as an opportunity. However, let me now share an idea for a short and also a little long idea in terms of scalps. As I told you guys, on the lower time frame, right now we are within a lower downtrend range, and as I wanted to teach you guys that I only look for shorts when the price is going up. So we are right now technically a bit bearish because we are under $111,000 and we are bouncing up a bit on the lower time frame. So the idea, we have a total range going to the downside, and on the lower time frame we have seen a pump. So technically this would mean actually looking to short the market, following our total and broader plan of going lower, whilst we are trading on the lower side a pumps, as you can see. So technically, if I'm going to take any trades right now, I'm going to be shorting Bitcoin in case and only if the market actually goes and pushes further to $111,000. As you can see here, we retest 111.2, hit the anchored view up, and preferably also get or hit above $112,000. And then if and only if I see a pump to the upside and then we fail to reclaim it, we see a drop as a fake out back under the most important area, then this would be technically an opportunity and a chance for us to short Bitcoin down to 102. So I've got an idea of a short in case we start managing or we start acting as if Bitcoin is going to actually like break out of this area and holding it as support. If we do not manage to do that, I'm going to be ready to short, as we like to do within these ranges, as I told you guys. And technically I just wanted to end off with a little idea, a possible little idea of scalp long, although I much prefer taking scalp shorts because we are still within this range of us dropping further. However, I must mention this little idea of maybe possibly getting into a little long, because we have on the lower time frame as a scalp only, on the 5-minute time frame, we got an idea to long Bitcoin at 108 till 107.5. We got the NPOC, a high volume area, and also the Fibonacci golden pocket. So I might be interested on the lower time frame only as a scalp into a long. However, I'd much prefer, to be honest, getting the higher area trade, which is a much better short in case Bitcoin manages to hold this line. I'm technically waiting for 102. If we manage to reclaim $112,000, it's never wrong, it's never too late to actually change your opinion once you see something different happening on the chart. So I'm going to update you guys whenever I see something different. However, right now I'm following my plan of us. If we hold this line, I'm going to be waiting for lower. Thanks for watching, guys.